Well, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the South Australian Regional Young Farmers Challenge Final. My name is Justin Matthews, part of your socially distanced commentary team, and joining me from the great state of South Australia, Mr. Andrew Tex Hall. How are you going today, Andrew?
Very well, Justin.
Now, it's going to be an absolutely cracking competition. The South Australian Regional Young Farmers Challenge Final here. We've got two incredible teams. We're looking forward to showcasing some great skills on the farm, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. And this is what we're looking forward to today is the regional final for South Australia, leading into the state final. It's being held at the Clare Showgrounds this year.
Fantastic. And it's wonderful to see the Clare Showgrounds playing host to such an auspicious competition. This really is a huge coup for any team that makes it all the way here, isn't it?
It is, and that's the most special thing about it is that certainly in South Australia, it goes from your local show to your regional show for your finals, and then more importantly onto your state final, which the winning team then goes on to represent their state at the Australian final.
Well, I tell you what, we cannot wait. We better get into the action, and coming up very shortly, we're going to introduce you to the two incredible teams vying for glory. They're playing for sheep stations out here on the turf, and it's going to be great to see. Well, as we said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have two terrific teams, each vying for glory out on the turf today. Our first team today, the red shirt team, the South East Country Show Association. Team captain today, Mr. Aidan Marshall. He hails from Mount Barker. He'll be joined by Nicole Filson from Delamere, Mr. Lachlan Johnson, and rounding out the team today, Mr. Gary Schutz from Yadunda.
And we have the Northern Country Show Association. And first up today, we have Amy Wright, who hails from Kimber. We've got Sarah Hazel from Kapunda, Simon Helbig from Farrell Flat, and rounding out the team today is David Heyman from Rosewood.
Well, Tex, we head down to the arena now. Both our teams on the starting line. You can see the South East Country Show Association in the red shirts and our Northern Country Show Association in the green shirts, lined up, ready and awaiting the starters' orders. And we're about to get underway. We can see our starter out there in the high vis. He's about to give it, and they are off. Well, Tex, on to our first challenge for today, affectionately known as Walk the Plank. Now, I've seen this challenge at a number of shows, both local and state-based, the Royals. I tell you what, it is a tricky challenge wherever you go to.
It's very entertaining. These teams have to work together. They've got to thread the rope through the planks of wood. And then the hardest part is working together as a team to move the planks as one.
Ready.
No, you're right, Justin. Please go ahead.
Now, we can see our green team there having a little bit of a mix-up already, threading both planks. But as we cross over to the red team, I tell you what, they are setting a cracking pace today, Tex.
They are, and they're the team to watch. But I see the green team has well and truly made the distance up and now about to take their first steps.
Now, this is the most challenging part of the exercise. You can see there the green team having a bit of a stumble there at the start. Now, they need to work as one. It's all about the communication. Now, you can hear them there calling left and right. Now, it is all about communication here and working as a team. Now, this is something we see quite often on the farm, isn't it?
It is, that's right. It's all about teamwork, and I can assure you from experience this is not an easy challenge. But if you watch in the background there, the red team is starting to gain some momentum.
I'll tell you what, they are getting underway. It is neck and neck in this Walk the Plank race challenge. Now, as we alluded to before, we have got quite a number of challenges here today. It's going to be absolutely incredible. As we see it now, both teams approaching their next challenge. Neck and neck here. Red team just struggling a little bit, but hey, off the planks and on to the AWN Walk Challenge.
And off they go, Justin. Off they go. So they're now here. They need to set up the wool pack into the wool pack holder. They've got to throw the fleece into the wool pack, bale it up, pull it down, and then they've got to roll their bale. And I can see right now that the red team is charging on, whereas the green team seem to be struggling just a little bit there, trying to get that wool pack holder up.
Well, they are. I'll tell you what, we do have some shearers on both teams here today. So we see the red team, they've got that fleece in the pack and it's rolled. Green team standing by at the ready now. They cannot put that fleece in until their wool pack is secured. As we see the red team breaking away to an early lead, rolling that massive AWN wool bale down the course.
Yes, no, the red team certainly have got to jump on the northern team, which we can see now are progressing onto that wool bale. They've definitely got some momentum there in that bale with it now.
Now, Tex, you were telling me earlier, these aren't the lightest bales in the world, are they? They are quite heavy.
Absolutely. You know, a full-size weight bale these days can be up to 204 kilograms. So there is a lot of weight behind those bales, but I can assure you, under the circumstances, these bales have not reached that for this exercise.
Well, I tell you what, from the wool pack rolling those full wool bales onto the Gallagher Electric Fencing Challenge here. Now, keeping our stock safe and secure is a critical job in everyday farming life, and we often do that with an electric fence. Now, of course, the Gallagher fence, originally invented by a New Zealander, Mr. Bill Gallagher, made its way across here to the ditch, and it's a fairly commonly used tool here today. And you can see both teams have to set up 2 reels as well as a final end stage start picket. And Tex, it's some of our teams doing quite well today. Others having a bit more of a challenge.
They are. You can see the red team is working very well as a team there. I think they've got a lot more experience than these guys in lane 2, which represent the northern shows. But one thing to remember, though, with the electric fencing, not only is it about keeping stock in, but biosecurity is a major issue these days, and we need to make sure that our animals remain disease-free.
Of course, and fencing, or indeed electric fencing, providing a pivotal role in our biosecurity maintenance. You see both teams here, the red team just edging ahead. Oh, it looks like they've made a couple of small errors there. Our hot wires in the wrong insulator post, rushing to correct those errors. And all under the eye of our trusty safety marshal. Now, you'll see our safety marshals throughout today's proceedings, ensuring that everything is done in a safe and timely manner. Now, our red team rushing ahead from finishing that electric fencing task. Green team not too far behind as we pan across. Our green team, a little bit of a challenge there, and we've been given the directive to go ahead now onto the Phil Mack Sprinkler Circuit Challenge.
Yes, Justin, these teams here have to put together 2 sprinkler heads as part of the Phil Mack Challenge. So a very good example is these sprinklers are used in a horticultural irrigation system or watering the lawns. And as we know, at the moment, water has been a very touchy subject in some places.
Well, and that's it. Water is absolutely important. And we move on. And hey, look, our first of our penalties here. Now, circuit 5 here.
Wow.
Yes, on 5-second penalty there for our teammates. It looks like the team in red forgot their PPE before picking up the chainsaw. Now, of course, it's very integral that, and hey, a 5-second time penalty here for Team Green as well. Penalty fault as well. Our steward says you are right to go, making sure all that PPE is on and secure, because we do want to do our jobs efficiently but safely on the farm.
Absolutely, and as you can see here, hang on, there's another. Oh, hang on, we've just had another 5-second penalty. The red team just seems to be jumping a bit too quickly, getting concerned about getting caught behind, I think.
Well, I tell you what, the red team there. On to the branch there. Now, of course, we want to make sure our stocks stay in, and as part of that is checking our fences, and often we do have to cut those branches up there. Green team just behind, having a bit of a challenge there, starting that chainsaw, but we're away. Now we've got to cut through that branch there. Once that branch is cut, then they can safely move it to retention the fence. And there we go. Green team away now, but red team well and truly taking up the lead in this race. I tell you what, the rain is starting to come down, but that is not stopping our teams today as we move on to our next challenge.
Here we go. This is the final challenge. This is the Fleurieu Milk Company boat race with the iced coffee scale. As you can see, these two competitors, we've got Gary and Amy there neck and neck at the moment.
Well, green team, competitor number 2, having a bit of trouble there with that iced coffee. That beautiful Fluoro Milk Company iced coffee. And tell you what, nothing cools you down fast there. Red team still on number 1, but hey, green team taking it up. We're on competitor number 3. Red team move to number 2.
Oh, it's neck and neck, all right, but by golly, Simon there from the green team just knocked his right back down, and young David is now onto his.
Oh, I tell you what, these young farmers don't muck about. And hey, look at that green team.
We've got a winner, Justin.
It looks like our green team have taken our provisional first place. We'll check with our stewards and safety marshal to ensure that is indeed correct. And coming through results to hand at the moment as our red team finishing up there. Nicole, Nick, only a couple more mouthfuls to go in that iced coffee challenge. That incredible Fluoro Milk Company iced coffee. Great way to quench your thirst after a big day on the farm. The results through, green team take the win.
Congratulations, Lyndon State YFC. Thanks.
So, Simon, you just represented the Mid-North team. What's it like to be involved with the Young Farmer Challenge?
It's great. It's fantastic. It's good to get a win today. Thanks to the major sponsors, AWN, for supporting the YFC.
So what got you involved with the Young Farmer Challenge?
Some bloke, Farmer Andrew from the Mid-North, he dragged me in and said, it'd be good for you and your team. And yeah, thankfully he did. We got a good win today.
And so what does this mean for you now? Where do you think it's going to take you next?
We've got big sights in our near future of the national final and winning that and taking out the big prize money. Hopefully by then there might be a world championship for us.
Well done on your win today, and all the very best.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thanks to all the sponsors and the other competitors.
Gary, you guys represented the Southeast region today in the state final. Unfortunately, you didn't take the chocolates, but how was it out there?
It was a bit of a bugger. It was a bit wet and rainy today, but we're not going to say no to any rain. It's been a bit of a dry spell right across the state, but it was all right. It was a bit slippery around the track. Probably the iced coffee might have let us down a little bit in the end, but we definitely had the physical stuff under control.
So I guess the big question is, how did you hear about the Young Farmer Challenge and get involved?
So I got wound up with the Next Gen Society of South Australia. I guess it's sort of been dragged into it through the family, but once again, Farmer Andrew from the Mid-North, he's got us all roped into it. So yeah, that's how I found out about it.
Fabulous. And I guess lastly, is there any special words for anyone who might be interested in joining the South Australian Next Generation group or being part of the Young Farmer Challenge?
Get on board. It's definitely worth it. Recommend it to anyone. If you're in the age slot, slip into it. You won't regret it.
Well, Justin, what an interesting final that was with these two teams. Southeast Association up against Northern. They were neck and neck until it got to that iced coffee scale, and Northern, they just managed to get over the line there.
Well, I tell you what a close finish there. Really, both teams coming out of the blocks today, charging, playing for sheep stations, and it's just absolutely incredible to see these wonderful young farmers taking it to the stage, or should I say the field, in this challenge here today, which it's just great to see, Tex.
It is. And I guess under the circumstances, here we are, you're in New South Wales, I'm in South Australia, and these guys had to do it under the interesting times of COVID-19. It was a credit to them for getting out there and making it happen.
Well, I tell you what, was a real credit to see them performing, but of course, we really couldn't put these sorts of competitions on without generous support of our sponsors, can we?
Oh, it is. The South Australian Next Generation Group have got a great association with their sponsors, and it just goes to show when it comes to the state final and the national final. South Australia, dare I say, without being a little too biased, certainly do a very good job at holding the Australian final and are the envy of some states, but certainly it couldn't be possible without the Australian Wool Network, certainly Davey Water Products, Fluoro Milk Company. We all love a nice coffee. And certainly also I'd like to thank Phil Mack Fittings, because Phil Mack is a very well-known South Australian product, may I say, but they go all over the world.
And of course, they do some wonderful work, and great to see the support of Cub Power as well, your local Kubota dealership. If you need anything in the Kubota range, come and check out Cub Power. AW Vader and Co. providing generous support as well in today's competition. And go your own way with Team Isuzu D-Max. Now, I love seeing these guys at the Adelaide Royal Show each and every year. In fact, at all our country shows and big city shows, the team do a great demonstration. And of course, we couldn't be here without the generous support of the Royal Agricultural and Horticultural Society of South Australia Incorporated, and of course the great team at Country Shows of South Australia. Well, that just about wraps up our competition here in this state final. Tex, I tell you what, we had a lot of fun at bringing it to you as in a little bit of a different format this year.
It is. You know, we're used to sort of doing, commentary together down on the main arena of the Royal Show here in September. But this year we've decided to bring it to you virtually. And dare I say, it's been a great pleasure to be involved with it this way. Hopefully next year brings something different and it'll be back to normal. And from my understanding, South Australia will be holding the Australian final at the Royal Adelaide Show in September next year.
Well, September 2021 is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Well, it has been fantastic bringing you all of the action here as a part of the state finals here for the Young Farmers Challenge. My name's Justin Matthews.
I'm Andrew Tex Hall.
And we have been your socially distanced commentary team here for the 2020 Young Farmers Challenge final here. We look forward to seeing you around the arenas, indeed, for what promises to be some great shows. And if not, we'll see you at the National Finals ringside 2021 at the Royal Adelaide Show.